Let me try to mute my mic. Can't mute my mic. Try to mute my mic. Can't mute my mic, son. Hey! Happy Thanksgiving. I am here randomly doing a show because the work don't stop. Work will never stop, baby. So we are here. Thank you. If you clicked on this video, if you get value from the video, if you enjoyed the video, if you were entertained, please drop a like, share, and subscribe, and drop a comment on the topic down below. So the first thing we're going to be getting into is, first and foremost, let me go ahead and welcome. I got to welcome y'all. Hold on. Let me welcome y'all. Clap it up for yourself. You made it. You made it. No, you really made it. At one point, you was just a sperm cell. And now here you are watching me, man. Yeah, listen. Everything works out for the best. So, we're going to be getting into it. This is a topic. This is a part of the Kendrick Lamar and Drake thing I want to talk about from yesterday that I forgot about, which was about the biggest sacrifice that Kendrick made that may cost him in the end. And I'll get into that later, but first we'll start with something a little more light, not super serious, right, man? Listen, we try to have a happy Thanksgiving. So I'm gonna get into a few topics before then. So one topic is, and I'm like you know, you gotta realize that I'll put it like this. I was listening to Crimson Cure, and she was talking about how when Kendrick G had that singles event, no men showed up, right? And there was a girl on TikTok who did a video about she happened to be, she wasn't at the event, but she went to get some food from the place that they had the event at. And there was a dude who pulled up in a real nice car. He pulled up, we came in, and then he went to go say what's up to the DJ. He looked around for a second, and then he was gone. And she was talking about how much attention, how many eyes were on him when he came, from the time he parked the car until the time he came in and left, and so on and so forth. And the way she described it was, wow, this is the Kendrick G show playing out in real life. Because you've seen a whole group of women all focused on this one man because of how he showed up. Right? Don't get me wrong. A man doing well has always been the kind of man that women want to have. But survival instincts were more keen. Your survival instincts is not just staying alive, it's also what you do, taking preventative measures to make sure that you always have what you need. So women still knew how to secure a relationship, right? But anywho, goodness, yo, listen, I've been walking in the rain. Your boy been active since like 5 o'clock this morning, or 5:30-ish this morning, man. So I just went for my second walk. How many steps I got today? I got 9,775 steps. Trying to get back up to that 15,000, man, almost on a regular basis, man. Getting his weight back down was supposed to be. So it's giving what it needs to give. But anyway, I came across a post. Well, it's 2 posts, right? And you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and show you. So guess what? This what I'm trying to get into is men have adjusted, and men are starting to take in all the information, right? And starting to say, you know what? This is how we're gonna moving forward. And Crimson Cure also made another really good point about the men have been listening to what the women are saying. And the men are adjusting. And I want to expound on how the men are adjusting. More men are starting to realize when a woman doesn't like them. And realize when things are not going to go anywhere. Because like before, like, yo, there was an episode of the Kevin Samuels show where Kevin Samuels was talking to a woman. And I think the topic was how much money have you let a man spend on you and you still didn't give him any? And I think it was, I remember distinctly, or I can remember a lady calling in and she talked about a guy she was seeing that she went on a few dates with. And she started kind of going through like how much the dinner costs, how much the valet costs, how much this and that. And I felt like it wound up at $400. But the way she made it sound was like, yeah, this was one time I was going to give him some. And then I was like, nah. I'm like, God, dog. But the issue was, you understand that this guy is doing this because he wants to be with you, or he's interested in you, and he's doing what he thinks is acceptable. So more men start watching this content and listening to more women tell stories. And even in your personal life, everyone has listened to a woman tell a story about some other man being a simp. I can remember a girl I used to talk to, ex-girlfriend from way back in the day. One of the first times we hung out, she had one of her quote-unquote male friends drop her off. And like, because of where he was at, like in like the hierarchy of men and whatnot, he's like one of those guys that even if they was having sex, even if that was her boyfriend, you wouldn't really see him as a threat. Or you wouldn't really see him as like someone you have to acknowledge. You would still kind of feel like you can be with her, you know what I'm saying? Or like he can share. Like some men actually, that's how some men actually are. Like, yo, where the way they're built, they'll share the women. They don't care with sharing the women. But anyway, but going back to the whole adjusting, right? Another thing that men are starting to pick up on is the kind of men that get the most respect, especially when it comes to black people. But I want to show you this quick video.
Good to meet you. I'm Sky.
Sky.
Yeah,
nice. Let's get right into it. You ever been picked up before?
Oh wow. So you're getting right into it. I didn't even, you heard my name. What's your name?
Josh.
Josh.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
The reason you're getting right into it. Damn.
I like this. I know what I'm looking for.
Honestly, no. I don't think I can say honestly I never have.
So what you like getting into?
A bit more calm things. Like I like art, a good picnic, I like food, I love to cook. Damn. Wow.
Yo, first of all, the fact that my man came on a dating show wearing Crocs is devilish. Okay. I man, he's the baddest man on the planet. My man came on a dating show wearing Crocs, my guy.
Shit. Damn. That's crazy. Good to meet you.
All right, so yo, that's a little more of a light video. I think it was comical. I don't know if it's a skit or not, but believe it or not. Now again, every man may not experience this and whatnot, but listen, if a woman is feeling you, she doesn't really care what you're talking about. You know what I mean? Because you got to realize men don't really realize that the way women feel is based on how they feel. Like you're not really necessarily making her feel nothing. Women are not I won't say in control of their emotions, but you're not in control of her emotions. Not really. You know what I'm saying? You can kind of assist and support, but she has to look at that as assistance and support. If she don't really see it that way, that's not a thing. You can't really support someone who doesn't look at what you're doing as support. You know, because again, it's always about valuing. Like what do you value and what do you think is important? When people don't think that something is important, they're always going to just have less appreciation for it, and they're less invested. Just like I got a friend, he was talking about like he had a family member that he promised a car to. I'm like, promise this person the car for what? Like I'm like, this person don't have no job. So now they got a car and they got to pay insurance and they got to pay for the gas and all this type of stuff. I'm like, yo, he got to at least come up with half the money or some of the money. Why? Because you want to make sure they're invested so he'll figure this stuff out. Versus if you just give someone something. And it's hard for men to understand that. Because listen, we love the gratification of being able to give something. the ways you see yourself, the way it's in general, you judge a lot of that based off of what can you do for yourself and what can you do for others. But some men will go backwards and think about what can they do for others, which is nothing wrong with that, right? But again, the discernment to know, am I actually helping that person? Does that person need that from me? And sometimes men will just give blindly, and that's how you get these situations where this guy's trying to put this work in, and he thinks that, all right, well, she's allowing me to take her out, she's allowing me to spend money on her and whatnot. We must be heading to a relationship, and then that's when the sex is going to come, you know. So anywho, $400 is crazy. So not only that, this shit reminds me of, there was a guy I went to school with. Shout out to him. I won't say his name. I remember seeing this girl. Now, don't get me wrong, she wasn't like gorgeous, nothing like that, but she was attractive. She dressed real nice, right? And you know, my self-esteem was a lot lower back then. A lot of men are very intimidated by women who look good. All right. And I'm like, and like, yo, and especially if you overweight, you know what I mean? Like, so anyway, I remember thinking that she was so attractive. And then I found out my homeboy was her boyfriend. Now, mind you, he ain't had no nice clothes. That nigga had one hat, and he wore that hat every day. It was a hat from our college. He wore that shit every day. Okay. In your mind, you think, oh, well, you know, she's a really attractive girl, so the guy she's with must be a real serious dude. And it's like, nah. She was with Duke. Okay? Not only that, he was like also like kind of like homeless. You know what I'm saying? So like he had a lot of shit going on. He had like a lot of problems. You know what I'm saying? He was like a real hood kid. But he was trying to get out the street and everything. So here he was at school and everything. But yeah, he had a lot going on. You know, but I always remembered that. And I always remember like this growing up and whatnot. Most of the time when you talk to a girl you thought was real cute, she always had either a real like crappy baby daddy or just a real a dude, a really bad dude with her. You know what I mean? I remember there was a girl I used to date. I saw the other day too. Really pretty girl. And I remember her telling me how like her boyfriend don't take her nowhere, do anything with her, right? And all these different things. He didn't want to learn English, and because she was Dominican, he didn't want to learn English, and so so we can't go to the movies or do anything like that. You know, we're not really ambitious, this and that. And at the time, again, I was putting together that, all right, well, you know, this kind of guys I'll be getting. But it was two things I didn't realize. For one, when you hear women online talking about the level up shit don't really matter if the men don't want you. You know what I'm saying? Like all these conversations, and I know they bother men because they narrow or they pretty much kind of just overlooks regular people. And basically the women are saying the only men who are worthwhile, specifically with black men, only black men that are worthwhile are like these perfect black men, right? Or these black men that are in the very, very top percent. You know, so for them it feels like, oh my God, that's wrong. How can you know what I mean? This doesn't make any sense. But like Medium Man always says, yo, the dating market will decide. It doesn't matter what they're talking about. It doesn't matter what they say things are. The reality is this. You're not going to win in anything you do unless you have a mindset of failure not being an option. You know why? You'll quit. You'll give up. You'll start trying to problem solve and do better. I never really thought about Joe Budden being a quitter until like I read that post again with Drake. You know what I mean? And I realized more than ever how justified he was in that. Don't get me wrong. Maybe the album wasn't the best album, right? But to a certain degree, there's this thing in hip hop, like specifically in the black community, this thing where it doesn't matter how great someone is, how talented someone is, how accomplished someone is. We always want to bring